So, Suzanne, you're on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can talk about what we do in preparation for shows. And I'm talking about, let's say we've got most of the work done. Like what's kind of that's what I was intending. Like what's the kind of the timeline for what happens for, and I bet you we all have very different processes. And I don't know if this is necessarily for just retail shows or because some of these things would be taken if you were going to have a gallery show. I would imagine a lot of these items would be done by the gallery. I'm not sure.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah. So my thing, I think I've talked about this before on that Notion template that I really like. I have my countdown on there and I've set it for 2 weeks before the show. And in my head, and I will continue to make stuff after that, but it's kind of like that's my hard out that I have to have the work done that I know that I need for the show. So it just gives me some peace of mind. So for me, it starts, of course, in the few months preceding a show with a display because I kind of work backwards. I design my display and then I'm not making pieces that are going to look bad and are only fitting into a display. I just know I know what I like. I know what my work is. So I'll kind of come up with the display thing and that will guide me on sizes and shapes and that, given the fact that I know a boundary. I just like things to be really, I need to work to specifics. I don't like to be airy-fairy out there and just make stuff and then figure it out in the end. That's what I mean about going backwards. But that's all part of my process, right? That's all part of my art too. My art is all planned out before I even pick up a brush. So it just segs with that. And then for the 2 weeks before the show, I've got my whole list of everything that has to be done. Like I have, and this because this is a retail show and I have my empty booth. So, it's all the stuffs like labels, signage. One of the things that I find quite important that I don't know if other people do is for um, my square reader, I put every piece in, not my miniatures. My miniatures, I just put in like a 4x4 or 3x5. And I actually put in the number of units I have of each, and I put in the amount. For my larger pieces, I put in the title of the piece with the amount. So that way, when I go to sell something, I don't just key in like, oh, what does that cost? And put it in. I just tap on that exact piece of art. And it keeps track. Then I can even look at all times. I can even see if I happen to have sold something twice or something, which I mean you would know if you had, but if you sell something, it goes to zero. So I kind of like that. And now keep in mind with this 2 week thing, I've had to get my sign and everything else previous to this. It just means that I have to make sure all of this stuff is kind of in the bag. And then what will happen, and it's happening right now, it happens every time. So I am kind of done with the work that I need for my display. So I'm going to probably start that thing now, which is early, and then I will have a week or two left where I will just continue on making work, but I'll feel really free about it because I know that because there's no pressure. It's not like I have to get this done for the show. So that happens to me every time. And I know that, but I still like to work it in so that I feel good when I'm done early, you know, and do my stuff early. So I'm giving myself a false sense of accomplishment. So when I'm done early,
Security too.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 And a feel good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And it
A
just
pat
feels
on the back.
it's very freeing. Once that kind of stuff gets done, it's just really freeing to know, oh, I can just make stuff now. And I mean, I always only make what I want, but there's a different level of freedom when you know I don't need this. Like, oh, it didn't work out, or I don't really like it, and it's not ready yet. I don't have any of that pressure to just, oh my God, just finish it. So yeah. So that was probably a bit more technical than if you guys want to even talk about how you prepare, like preparing your artwork before a show, whatever. That's just my show prep thing. Yes.
One thing that came to mind when you were talking about your Square reader, which is
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
payment processing, is that when you have something as a unit with a title, the buyer gets that. It isn't just, oh,
Oh,
number
right.
3. The buyer gets
Right.
it, and maybe it's a little bit of a reinforcement that the purchase was important enough
Yeah.
to put a name
Yeah,
to it.
that's
Yeah, it's
yes.
important to put a description so it feels like the what was sold is unique and precious.
Yeah, that's I never even
Yes.
really thought about that. Yeah, and you did like there are very few times where I actually do just have to, pick up my thing and put in an amount. And that would be, I mean, I don't ever sell, for example, I don't sell my stuff I don't take the frames off or anything, but I'm sure once in 10 years I've had somebody say, no, 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 I really want, I've got whatever. I'm a framer. Actually, I had somebody once who was a framer. So they said, I really want to just do my own weird thing. So I just, at that point, I didn't charge them the exact amount.
Right.
Then I just
Yeah.
typed in, this costs this amount.
So how did your postcards work out?
Oh, they're awesome. Did change that. No, I'm getting right now I don't want to, I could share my screen again, but you probably are tired of that. I just got an email this morning. They're going to mail me a proof. They're only like an hour and a half away, but I don't feel like going there. And I've got lots of time. So they're going to mail me a proof. I'll look at it. It'll be fine, I'm sure. Because of the black with the text on it, I want to make sure that, it's readable. So, yeah, but I did change that the miniature on the front I wonder if I just have something here to hold up, but no, I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. Here it's printed in large. Actually, this is just in grayscale, but I changed it to that miniature.
Oh, that's nice.
So those are like some blues and things. It's not like the other one. That was those colors that I just never used, so it just didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many did you have printed, or are you going to get?
I'm doing 400. I usually go through. I usually do 400, and 2 times I've totally run out. And 1 time I had a lot left over. So you really never know. And I don't want to order 4 billion because I do like to get a new one every year. And it's kind of neat because I have remember that when I did my lightning ones,
Yes.
that was them. But then last year I went with a card, an actual
That's nice.
card.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. They were obviously more expensive. And I do have a lot of those left over, but the whole reason I wanted them like that was I made this one part in here where when somebody buys something that I'm like shipping to them, I can write them a note right there. So I have a lot of these left over because more people don't want to take, let's say, a full card unless they're serious. So this is good because this is what I can put in my thing when I like sell something and ship it to somebody.
Can I tell you about my learning lesson about postcards?
Yes.
So
no.
So I So I had this one done.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with it. I like it. But I looked on I just go with Vistaprint because I give these out like water.
Right.
So what's missing on this?
Well, probably your info, your email or your website.
Yeah. There's no website.
Yeah.
What an idiot I am.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the QR code is way too small. It's so stupid. So I'm going to try and find like a label that I can print and put over this. So, but it is a bit wide. So I may have to sort of cut
well,
the
Susan,
label.
you don't have to cover the whole thing. Just on one of those little tiny skinny labels that they have, just put your website on there and stick that on.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah.
Here's just so dumb.
No, I hear you. And Chantal, I did make my QR code smaller. Remember, it was a bit big. But Susan, I did just want to mention, when I got mine printed, the very first time was like a few years ago, and I did, I checked everywhere. The printer, my commercial printer that I use was cheaper than Vistaprint.
Is that
It's one
right?
of those things that a lot of people, just like people don't realize, don't buy carpet and all that stuff or kitchens at Home Depot. It is cheaper when you go to those specialized, you know, your little
Yeah.
local flooring store, whatever. Like,
Yes,
and I
yeah.
would never think that. I think we're trained to think that these huge places are, you know,
A
would be
better
less
deal.
expensive. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's worth even
Yeah.
just, I mean, you're fine for now if you've got your cards, but at some time in the future, just get a quote
Yeah,
from
me too.
somewhere. It
I
doesn't
have a
hurt.
printer. I have a printer near me, near my house, and it's nice
Yeah.
because I know the people. We can
Yeah.
touch the card, the paper or the cardboard, or you know, and you can negotiate. And
Yeah.
is it like this last one? Oh, and can change the size and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
I love this kind of humane contact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It is nice. But again, when you say all that, I think people would think, oh, but that must be more expensive. But it's real, like, and
Not
with
that
Vistaprint,
much.
I don't get
It
a,
is, but it's not that much.
okay, yeah, and mine's not. But with Vistaprint, I can't get a proof. And because my stuff is black, a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
times, then I really do need to do that. But anyway, it worked out for me. That was all, yeah, that's all good. So I'll get the proof this week, and then I'll just order them. And they're so great. They arrive like although she said they're so busy right now because they're doing election printing, but they're great. They're just, you know,
And do you have a social media plan too, or
no, because remember, I don't do anything like that. I don't
and your
care.
email? Do you plan an email or something like that to say that you're gonna be at that place at that time?
Yes, I will
Yeah.
send an email, and I am going, well, we'll get into this stuff later about my 100-day project. I'm going to do an email, but yeah, I don't have any kind of strategy, and I'm only going to say, now this has just been me, but it has not stopped me. Not having a social media strategy has not stopped me from selling the work. So yes, I think it would be nice to have it, but also remember, very few of the people on your mailing list, or not very few, but not all the people on your mailing list live within an easy
right.
distance to your
Yeah.
show. So, you know, like, you can segment that stuff out. I thought about that before, but I just can't. I can't be bothered. But everybody out there, don't follow my thing of not doing anything. Look at my website, of course, is just half a page. So don't even, yeah.
Don't do
follow
what
my rules.
Susan does.
Don't follow my rules. But you know what? It works for me, right?
Yeah, yeah. And with that, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah.
Soundstripe.